You guys having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, my business school, and I'll give you guys time to come into the conversation. We're gonna have a quick discussion today. I'm hanging out in New York City. I'm in New York for a financial Juneteenth investing seminar that we're doing on Sunday. It's going to be Sunday, October 27th, which is AKA tomorrow morning. And so if you're watching this live, then I hope you'll come out to New York. If you're not coming out to New York, I think you don't know what you're missing. It's going to be pretty amazing, and we're going to have a great time. And so do me a favor when you come in, shout out your city. When you come through, shout out what city you're from. I see Peace and Ammo, Chris, the third son. How you doing, man? Aaron P. More black people need to be Republican. Ha ha ha. And NBS. Hi, your last seminar from Tampa. Oh, you're from Tampa. Oh, I was gonna say, am I? I don't remember speaking in Tampa, but okay, maybe I did. I forget sometimes. I speak in a lot of places, but I don't think I spoke in Tampa. Let me see here. What's going on, Tanya? Okay, New York. What's going on? I hope you'll consider coming by to see us. The investing seminar is really, really good. It's really, really popular. Everybody loves it. You won't regret it. In fact, not only will you not regret it, but you're actually going to be appreciative that you participated. Let's see. Street politics with Talicia, Cleveland, Ohio. That's where George Fraser lives. I love that man. Alexander Moore. What's going on? Charlotte from DC. Good to see you. Oh, Charlotte from DC. Okay. Precious Carter from Beaumont, California. Evance Bernadine. Hey, boys, can you do a seminar in Boston? Boston is a tough city because Boston, the city's got to be black enough, not black enough, black enough. Y'all know that's our social media platform, black enough. If the city's black enough, meaning that you're going to get black support, then it works. Because I tend to just be extra black about everything I do. I see everything I do, I see it through the lens of blackness. I can't really see it through any other lens. I'm not interested in any other group of people or solving anybody else's problems. I'm into solving black problems. I'm not into, whatever. Like I just don't care much about what other people are doing. I only care about what we're doing as black people. In fact, in the next election, I'm not really concerned about whether the Democrats win or the Republicans win because I'm voting for black people. And so my hope is not that the Democrats get elected or that the Republicans get elected. Is that my hope is that black people that we elect to get our shit together. If we elect to get our shit together, we're going to be in good shape. Now, do me a favor as you get started. Please take 1 second, just 1 second, to do this quick ritual for me. If you have not hit the thumbs up button, please do that. If you have not hit that notification bell, please hit the notification bell. So on the count of three, everybody hit the thumbs up button and the notification bell, and then type Black Power in the chat. Type Black Power in the chat. So 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, notification bell, Black Power in the chat. Type Black Power in the chat, and we can get started. Roger Suggs talks about you all the time. That's Vigilante. It's my homeboy out of Kansas City, Kansas, not Kansas City, Missouri, not KC Mo. He's KCK, and he made sure I know the difference between the two. Yeah, is Boston not black enough? It's not that they're not great black people in Boston. It's just that there are other cities where where the support's really there. And at the end of the day, when we go to a city, it costs thousands of dollars, and we have to make sure the community is really going to want to be there, that they really want this, because if they don't, that's okay. We can still connect online and stuff like that, and the infrastructure cost is much lower. We came to New York because we got a ton of people. We got a ton of folks in Brooklyn. We got a ton of folks in Manhattan and Harlem and the Bronx, etc., that will come together and help us to cover these costs. So ultimately, that's what the equation becomes. But it's no disrespect from any city. Like, don't think I'm dissing Boston. I'm not dissing Boston. But by the way, just two quick announcements. One, the seminar tomorrow. If you want to come to the seminar tomorrow, it's almost sold out. It's almost sold out. We probably won't have any tickets at the door. I'm gonna tell you guys that right now. But if you want to come out, go to drboycenewyork.com. That's drboycenewyork.com. We're also doing a spades tournament in Chicago. Just if you black people playing spades, having fun, it's going to be in Joliet, Illinois, actually, which is about 30 minutes outside Chicago. You can go to drboycechicago.com if you like spades like me and you want to get your ass kicked by me. Then please feel free to join at drboycechicago.com because I will whoop your ass at some spades. Third thing is I'll be on the Breakfast Club on Monday. We just confirmed it with Charlemagne's people. I told you guys he invited me a few days ago, and then we had some back and forth, and we finally confirmed for Monday morning. So if you want to see just a real shit show, because I cannot promise you what's going to happen. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know how it's going to go. I assume it's going to go well because I loved Envy and Angela Yee and Charlemagne. But I will be on the Breakfast Club Monday morning. So feel free to check that out. Now let's jump to the topic because we've been talking around other stuff enough. Let's jump to the topic. All right. So here's what I read today. I read that Donald Trump spoke at his first HBCU this week. And it's kind of a crazy thing. It's kind of hilarious. Trump is really an interesting guy because he's been kind of serenading to black people. Like it's like he really wants black people to like him, but black people don't like him. Now, I never really liked him that much, but I never hated him that much. I never thought Trump was. I've always thought of him as sort of a stereotypical white privilege, white male prick. I've always thought that way about Trump, but I never really felt like he was the raging white supremacist that people want to label him as. I feel like the Democrats do that whole white supremacist labeling. The same way people throw around the word lynching. You know how every time when a Republican when Trump got impeached, the Republicans are all like, "This is a lynching, this is a lynching," and the Democrats are like, "How dare you compare an impeachment trial to a lynching, sir? You, sir, have no respect for all the people, all the Americans who were lynched back in the day. That's not right, sir. You can't. How dare you?" Right? And then they went back and they went. That people forget that there's this invention called videotape. And this amazing invention called videotape actually allows you to go back and see what the hell people said 20 years ago. So they look at this amazing magical invention called videotape, and they go back and they find that when Bill Clinton was being impeached, what were the Democrats saying? This is a lynching. You're impeaching President Clinton. This is a lynching. You're lynching the president. Right. So here's what the deal is. Right. Basically, it's the sugar calling the salt calling the sugar white. I used to say the pot calling the kettle black, and I asked for somebody to give me a better, more racially appropriate term to use when I want to just say somebody ain't shit. And so instead of saying the pot calling the kettle black, because black is a superpower, we know this, I now say the salt calling the sugar white. I got to practice saying it so I can say it more smoothly. But literally, the Republicans and the Democrats are all in this constant contest to see which one is offending black people the most, right? So the Democrats are like, "Oh, the Republicans are terrible. They're going to lynch you. They want to kill you. They want to incarcerate you. They don't want affirmative action. They don't want you to have jobs. They want to whatever it is, right?" And then the Republicans are like, "The Democrats got you on that plantation. Y'all been supporting the Democrats for 50 years, and look at your neighborhoods. Look at the communities that the Democrats have been in control of." And RIP to Elijah Cummings, the CBC member who died. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm sorry. Just because you on the other side don't mean I'm gonna give you a pass, bro. Because you had Baltimore all them years, and I ain't seen nothing good come out of Baltimore, and I ain't seen nothing black come out of his mouth. I'm not dissing. I'm just saying. I'm just telling y'all the honest to God truth. I don't hate Elijah Cummings at all. Elijah, fine. I'm sure he's a nice man, but I didn't really see much blackness coming out of his mouth. I saw him hooting and hollering over Mexican kids being locked up in cages, apparently, when they're trying to break into the country. That didn't inspire. I'm like, but we're not Mexican. We're black. We need to talk about black first. B1. Remember B1? Like we, and then and the other thing about this guy, it's interesting. It makes me think about the fact that like just last week, and just to tell you guys, I'm not biased. I'm not biased in my bullshit. The same week my father died. Not my father. The reason I can say that without being really sad is because I did not know this man, right? I did not know my biological father. I was curious because I saw his picture on Facebook and I said, my God, this man looks a lot like me. Oh, that's right, he's my father. But I did not know him growing up. He did not. We had no relationship, no connection. He never, he didn't really try ever, and it was okay because I had a dad. I had a father that raised me, and that was my father. When he passes, God forbid, I'm going to be very sad. I'm going to cry. I'm going to be like, oh man, my dad's gone, right? But that that's, it just ain't, I don't know. Anyway, so here's the thing. When he died, I made a point to make sure I wasn't gonna get extra emotional in death than I would have been in life. I'm not gonna honor you differently after you die than I would have when you were here. I give people their flowers while they're alive. I just do that. Like for example, Dr. Claude Anderson. He's 84 years old. I don't know how. Hopefully, he'll live another 100 years, but he may not. Who knows? And my goal is to make sure that him, Farrakhan, and the elders, all the elders that I respect, get as many flowers while they're here as I can give to them. I don't do that Nipsey Hussle shit. I don't do that like what y'all motherfuckers are like, act like Nipsey was Jesus Christ, but didn't even act like acknowledge him when he was alive. Like didn't say shit about Nipsey, didn't know a Nipsey Hussle song, didn't know nothing about Nipsey Hussle's life. If I said, do you know that rapper Nipsey Hussle? You'd be like, what? You mean Nipsey Russell, the dancer? Like that's what a lot of people would have said. But when somebody dies, we get extra emotional. And I'm not doing that with Elijah Cummings. And I just think at the end of the day, we got to stop doing that. It's kind of weird. So, but the point of the matter, why am I bringing all that up? Well, it's because, when I look at this thing with Trump, this whole situation where he goes to speak at the HBCU, and apparently they only invited 10 students, and the mayor put it on blast to say, like, only 10 students were invited. The rest of the people were flown in. What I really see with Trump is this weird relationship he has with the black community, where it's one thing if black people hate you, and it's okay if you hate Trump. I don't think he's qualified for the job. But it's one thing if black people hate you. It's another thing if you're constantly trying to get them to like you. Like I feel like Trump, as much as he's kind of this arrogant prick, he seems to really want black people to embrace him the way they used to. Because if you recall, a lot of the prominent black folks, everybody from Diddy to Sharpton to whoever, a lot of these people were hanging out with Trump before he got into politics. Like they were. And what happens in America is that politics is so divisive and it's such a mind fuck that basically what they do is they get you convinced that the other party, anybody who affiliates with the other party, pretty much just deserves to die. Like they just are so worthless that they're not even worth the spit that comes out of your mouth, that they are the worst people in America. They just hate America. They hate the community. They're just the scum of the earth. And I'm not a fan of that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that just because you're a Republican that you are a terrible person. I don't believe that you're a terrible person just because you're a Democrat. It just doesn't that simple-minded thinking, it does not work for me. I'm not very good at being stupid. I'm just not very good. I can practice being stupid. I can try to be ignorant to fit in, but I don't know how to do that, And so anyway, so let me give you more of the details on the story so we can make sure we cover that. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. They said that when President Trump spoke at Benedict College, there were more than 200 people that attended, but only 10 actual students were invited to the event. His first appearance at a historically black college in an effort to reach out beyond his usual base of support. I'm not surprised they didn't invite any students because a lot of students would have shown up just so they could, boo and things like that. But that comes with the territory. That comes with it is what it is. Columbia, South Carolina Mayor Stephen Benjamin told CNN that out of the more than 200 invitees to the president's speech, only about 10 were actual students from the college. The others, Benjamin said, were, quote, brought in from somewhere else. More than 2,100 people attend the school. Benedict College spokeswoman Kim Hunter later told reporters that only 7 students ultimately attended the speech. Quote, this should have been an opportunity for at least scores of students to attend this event, Benjamin told CNN. He said the president of the college requested more students be able to attend, but the White House maintained control of organizing the event. Trump's visit Friday to the HBCU came amid the fallout over his decision this week to compare the impeachment proceedings on Capitol Hill to a lynching, words for which he declined to apologize as he prepared to leave the White House for his journey to South Carolina. So basically, it sounds like the White House, they contribute to the American propaganda machine just like everything else. That basically the White House is on the same BS as everybody else. The White House wants to control messages in a specific way. They want you to believe things are what they actually are not. So Trump, unfortunately, he got caught with his pants down. They pretty much called him out for the fact that he was creating this artificial environment to make it appear that all these black people are cheering for him because he's hoping that people will see this and think, oh, well, other black people are cheering for him, I'll cheer for him too. And it backfired on him because it sounds like he's got political enemies right there in their city. And I think that he deserves that. I mean, you can't be out here lying to the American people. Now, what is true, on the flip side of that is I just think that any of us who really hate Trump, I think that it's important to be clear and specific on exactly why you hate him and why you hate him and you maybe love Obama, or you love the Democrats. I don't like any of them. I just can tell you, like I said, I'm not voting Democrat or Republican. I'm voting for black people. That's it. That's who I vote for. And I would make a deal with a Democrat or Republican if their idea or their plan was going to help black people. I'm kind of like the president of the United Negro College Fund. The United Negro College Fund president took a lot of flack because a prominent Republican, the Koch brothers, gave a bunch of money to the UNCF because they said, we believe in education, we want to support. Here's a big check for $25 million. And what happened was the Democrats stepped up. They stepped up like, like Goldie the pimp. They was like, walked up with their cane and their little fur hat with the feather in it. And like, wait a minute, you ain't supposed to be talking to my bitches. You ain't supposed to be these black people. Those is our bitches. Why would you? What the fuck? You talking to our bitches? No, right? And basically, to his credit, he said, we don't belong to anybody. He said, we have a sole purpose. Our mission is very simple. Our mission is to educate black youth. We give zero shits about who you want in the White House. If you want our loyalty, then write a bigger check. Write a bigger fucking check. You write a bigger check, then maybe we'll take your check. In fact, we'll take checks from you and we'll take checks from them. But we're not going to let you own us. You do not own us. And I love that. I thought that was wonderful that he basically said, we're not into the Democrat-Republican game. We are into the black liberation, black education game, right? Now there's challenges and questions about that now, right? Because student loan debt has gotten so out of control that actually student loans have become the number one source of black wealth drain, or a leading source rather, of the drain of black wealth that's happening in our community. Since I think 1987, the wages of college students that are coming out of school have only gone up maybe less than 5 to 10%, but the cost of education has gone up almost 200%, about 180%, right? So basically, you're now paying this much for education, but you're getting this many benefits. So you got to be really careful about all those student loans and thinking that college is the only way to be successful. My first book actually that I wrote, my first book was my first book was Everything You Ever Want to Know About College, and then my second was Financial Lovemaking. And the reason I wrote Everything You Ever Want to Know About College is because I used to be a very big advocate for college. I used to really say everybody is college material. Everybody can do it. Here's how you can do it well. Here's how you can make straight A's. It's very easy to do, but I'm a professor, right? So I know the secrets. I know how professors think. I know what professors want you to do. And but now my thinking has shifted because the costs keep going up. So now I'm kind of like, well, you need education, you need skill, but you don't need $100,000 in debt so you can get you a $40,000 a year job. So what I say is, how about you go maybe $10,000 in debt and get you a chance to make $50,000 a month as an entrepreneur or as a real estate owner, or owning property or whatever it is, right? Or $30,000 a month, or something, do something that's going to put you in a position that's more economically empowering than the whole like, I'm gonna go in debt till I die so I can get a job that pays me just enough money to pay back the debt. Like, that's kind of insane. That doesn't make any sense. So ultimately, we got to sort of rethink education. I personally am not, I'm creating a trust fund for my niece. She's going to be a millionaire by the time she's 28, but I'm not going to allow her to use that money to pay college tuition because it's overpriced. We're not doing that. We're not doing that dumb. Not dumb. I don't want to say dumb because some of y'all send your kids to college, and I respect that. Like, we're going to send our kids to college, but just so you know, because Alicia and I are professors, our kids will go to college for free, right? And if they can't, and if the price is too high, I will send my kids to the Black Business School because I know they're going to learn what they need to know to be economically successful. So you got to look at all your different options. Don't think that just spending $40,000 a year to go to college is the only way. That's not going to work for a lot of people. So anyway, hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. And don't forget, I'm in New York. I'll be doing the seminar all day long, 8 hours long. You'll be in a room with me and a bunch of other wealth builders from the New York area. We're going to form an investment club. We're going to allow people to pitch their businesses in a elevator pitch competition. We're also going to have Mary Dean, the Wall Street lawyer. She's going to come in and speak to the students as well about long-term family wealth planning. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff. So if you want to come out, go to drboycenewyork.com. That's drboycenewyork.com. Our Spades tournament is November 9th in Chicago, in Joliet, right outside Chicago. You can go to drboycechicago.com if you want to join that. So feel free to come hang out with us. So anyway, let me read a little bit more of this. Trump's visit Friday to the HBCU came amid the fallout of comparing the impeachment proceedings on Capitol Hill to a lynching, which actually Democrats and Republicans have consistently done that. Every time they go through some shit, they always say it's a lynching. My response is not to say that the Republicans are worse or the Democrats are worse for this. My response is to say, just keep our fucking name out of your mouth. Like, stop talking about our ancestors. Just keep our ancestors' name out of your mouth. Just seriously, just shut up. Stop it. Stop comparing anything to a lynching. Unless you have been hung from a tree and died as a result, then you can't say that you were lynched. Unless you have had your balls cut off and fed to you, you can't say that you've been lynched. Unless you've been burned alive in front of your mother, you can't say that you've been lynched. So I need all the Democrats, all the Republicans right now to stop it. Just stop comparing things to lynching. Just stop it. All of y'all. And stop trying to tell us that the Republicans are evil because they did it, because the Democrats did the same thing. And Republicans, stop telling us Democrats are evil because they did it, because y'all did the same thing. Stop, just take the name. So can we agree? Can we all like just get on the same page on this? Can we at least agree? Y'all may not like anything that I'm saying. It's okay if you don't. It's okay. People disagree with me all the time. But can we at least agree that the word lynching needs to kind of just stay out of their mouths, period? Like there's no reason any white person in America can or should be using the word lynch to describe anything that they've gone through in their entire lives. And really none of us can use it either. Our ancestors went through some shit that we won't know nothing about. And all us, even us complaining Negroes who complain about how hard it is to be black and all the terrible things that are happening to us. Absolutely. Those things are real. Those things are true. But you ain't never been lynched. You ain't never known what it's like to have the KKK ride up on horseback to your mama's house in the middle of the night and pull you out with a shotgun and hang you from a tree in front of your family and cut your genitals off and then stab you in the stomach and then slice your throat and then burn your body alive in front of your family. You won't know that feeling ever. Thank God you'll never go through that. So I kind of need all of us to just stop using the word lynch as if we're talking about somebody eating a fucking taco salad. Lynch is a heavy fucking word. It is a very heavy term. It is a very serious term. And the Jews will never allow you to run around saying, oh my God, it was like I went through the Nazi Holocaust yesterday. Shoot, that was worse than a concentration camp. I went through did y'all know, remember that when they were comparing the little kids from Mexico being locked up into a concentration camps, and the Jews were like, oh hell, they're scared. Wait, hold up, wait, stop. What did you say? Right? The Jews were like, wait, what did you compare that to? Right? You're comparing, hold on, you're comparing the detainment of some immigrants who were breaking into the country illegally, violating federal law. You're comparing the detainment of people breaking the law to living in a concentration camp? Oh no, you better concentrate and find you another term to use, because you're not going to use that one, because you're disrespecting the people that came before us. You're disrespecting our ancestors. You're disrespecting the core of who we are. We're not going to let you do that. Right? So black people, y'all just need to grow some damn testicles or something, that's a sexist term, right? To grow some balls, right? I think Betty White actually said something that was really interesting and quite accurate. She said, everybody always says, if you want to get tough, grow some balls. If you want to get tough, grow some balls. And she said, actually, vaginas are tougher than balls. She said, if you just flick somebody's balls, like balls are very sensitive. Like they hurt. They go into pain if you just even touch the balls. But a vagina can take a pounding. Right? She said a vagina can really just take a pounding and it keeps on ticking. You can put out an 8-pound baby out of that thing and it's still durable. It still snaps back into position, right? So I would almost say maybe we, instead of growing balls, maybe we can also think about growing vaginas. But I don't want a vagina, but maybe that's like a better way to describe it, because I agree that Betty White made a good point with that. Anyway, let me keep going. All right, so here's what they're saying about Trump. Let's see here. Although Trump did speak extensively about the criminal, okay, here we go. The president's language created a divisive backdrop for his rare appearance at the historically black college, where he was slated to highlight his administration's work on criminal justice reform. Although Trump did speak extensively about the criminal justice reform he signed into law, he also found a way to mention impeachment twice, demonstrating that the political turmoil engulfing his administration is never far from his mind. Describing his own experience with unfair treatment, Trump said he is now facing an investigation in search of a crime. He said, if this were a Democrat, they would never allow this to happen. Dozens of protesters gathered outside the venue as Trump's motorcade pulled into the college. The head of South Carolina NAACP issued a statement ahead of the visit condemning Trump's words and encouraging skepticism, underscoring the divides within the community. The college referred questions to the White House and the 2020 Bipartisan Justice Center. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, here's kind of what it looks like to me, right? Trump does not do well, with black crowds. He probably shouldn't be, And so Isesu says they call me old iron balls. Yeah, that's funny. You know your balls ain't made out of iron. Anyway, yeah, I think that Trump doesn't do well with black audiences, right? It just is what it is. And I think that's fine. I think if you hate Trump, that's fine. That's you. But I encourage you to also be skeptical of his buddies in the Democratic Party. Because remember, Trump actually was going to run as a Democrat. There was a time, if I'm not mistaken, where on the show Donahue or Oprah or something, he said that he would run as a Democrat. And basically, that's what they do. These wealthy, elite people, they can jump from one party to the next, and they're like, okay, I just got to change my talking points, and they play with our heads to get us to think that one group is worse than the other, when really all of it is a mess. Congress, I think the approval rating for Congress is like maybe single digits or something. It's really, really low. Most Americans feel that Congress is garbage. They don't get things done for them. They don't represent the American people. You don't really live in a democracy anymore. You live in this weird aristocracy where all the elite kind of are playing this weird game of political and economic football where they're passing the ball back and forth to each other. And we're sitting here in the stands just watching the game happen. So I think that for Black people, my policy, and actually Alicia agrees with me on this. Alicia's my fiance. We're getting married July 11th. All of you guys are invited. We're getting married at the Rockefeller Chapel down in Southside Chicago. And I'll put up an Eventbrite. You have to RSVP, but everybody can come if you want to come out. So I think at the end of the day, our philosophy is kind of one of non-participation. We're just not interested in any of it. I look at it as white folks' problems. I mean, somebody type in the chat, white folks' problems. Like, I think these are white folks' problems. I think the whole conversation about building the wall, those are white folks' problems. All the discussion back and forth about Trump versus the Democrats, those are white folks' problems. All this conversation about, who's going to win the next election and which group is going to ignore Black people, those are white folks' problems. I am more interested in Black folks' problems. I'm more interested in solving the problems in our community. I'm more interested in doing what we need to do for our children. I'm more interested in building for the future. I'm more interested in seeing what we can do, what we can take in this country that is full of opportunity. If you don't get distracted, you will have to confess that America has a lot of opportunity for you if you use it right. Yes or no? If I go and decide as a Black man, I want to read more books, is there a law like slavery? Is there some law saying I can't read books as a Black man? Is some white man going to come slap the book out of my hand and take me to jail because he caught me reading? No. If I decide I want to go start a business, if I want to go fill out an LLC form and become financially independent and learn what it takes to be an entrepreneur, is somebody going to stop me? Are there the racial economic police that are going to come around and make sure that no Negroes are allowed to start businesses? Is that going to happen? No. If I want to raise my children better and become a better father and spend more time with them to teach them the fundamentals of survival, the fundamentals of economic success and prosperity, how to be an intelligent Black person, how to be an asset to your community. I want to teach them about ancient Kush and ancient Kemet instead of learning about the Statue of Liberty and shit that white people teach them in school. Is there a white man that's going to show up at my house with a gun and a SWAT team and confiscate all of our books? Are they going to do that? White people can do a lot of things, but they will never confiscate your books. They will never tell you you can't start a business. They cannot tell you that you're not allowed to raise your children in an appropriate way. And so I think you should turn your energy inward. I think outward, it's interesting to observe, but it's really just entertainment. Whether Trump is elected or not elected in your life, it's really entertainment for you. Most of you can't point to hardly anything that's changed that's changed in your life as a result of. Okay, hold on for a second. Give me a second. They're calling me. Hey. You can come in now. Just don't worry about the bedroom, but you can get the other side. Okay, thank you. That was housekeeping, y'all. They want to know if they want to clean my room. So that's there you go. Now you know about the life of Boyce Watkins. So anyway, long story short, at the end of the day, I think that whether or not we choose as a community to get our shit together is going to be totally on us. I think that we have the ability. Somebody said, Corey says, stop saying they wrote the books. They didn't write the books. We wrote the books. It's just y'all get to choose which books you're going to read. You can go to powernomics.com and read Dr. Claude Anderson's books right now, and that could be your library. Reading through Dr. Claude Anderson's books Powernomics, Black Labor, White Wealth, The Black History Reader, Dirty Little Secrets 1 and 2. And having your children learn everything in those books, I dare say, would give them pretty much all the history that they would need to understand to survive in America. It doesn't give them world history. It doesn't give them European history, so they can learn all that shit at school. But that would give them all the history they need to just understand how America functions, how America works, and what their life purpose and their life mission could be. And then you throw in a few books from, say, Anthony Browder, who came on this channel. That should be your historian, not that white guy at school. Maybe you could throw in my books. You go to drboycebooks.com. I got books right there. Black American Money 1 and 2. Part 3 is coming out soon. The New Black Power 1 and 2. Everything you ever want to know about college, financial lovemaking. I got a lot of books that you can read at drboycebooks.com. Feel free to check that out. Like you've got Black scholars out here. And the thing is that myself, Anthony Browder, Dr. George C. Frazier, who wrote the Bible on networking, Dr. Claude Anderson and others, Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad's books, things like that. These we're scholars. We're smarter than your child's white history teacher who got a bachelor's degree. I taught people who have PhDs now. I've taught people who are now experts. I've taught people who are now teaching other people, right? So you've got scholars available to you. The thing is, you have to be conscious in terms of shifting your family culture and habits. Why do they keep calling me? Hello? Okay, I'll go and unlock it in a couple of minutes, 2 minutes. Okay. She keeps calling me. So I guess that's my cue to go, guys. So sorry about the interruption, everybody, but I hope you get the point. The point is, take the future of your family into your own hands. Be very conscious of that. You are right now in your house, W. Canty, Frederick Jackson, Karen Jackson. You are the president of the United States in your house. That's what you are. You are the king of your house. You are the queen of your house. You are the Congress of your house. You are the Senate. You are the Supreme Court up in that motherfucker. So what I want you to really do is I want you to sort of look at all the key areas of life, all the key areas of involvement that involve your children and your family, and say, we're going to take this over. Okay, the Department of Education, we're going to take that over, right? Fuck the public schools. Fuck the U.S. Department. No. We're going to take over the Department of Education. I'm the Minister of Education in my house. The Commerce Department. I am now the Commerce Secretary. I'm going to decide how business is done, how wealth is managed, how we think about money, how we think about business, how we think about earning our income in this house, right? Everything else, history, all the subjects, all the topics, you take that over. You take media. I'm going to decide what kind of media is going to be consumed in this house. We're going to decide what policies we're going to implement in terms of shaping the thinking of the individuals that are in this space. In our house, just to give you an insight into, me and Alicia, we're both college professors. She's a social work professor. I'm a finance professor. In our home, education is a tip-top priority. We don't do coonery and buffoonery. We know our kids listen to rap music or whatever, but we don't encourage that bullshit. We when it comes to history, everything they learn in school about history, we just make sure we supplement and contradict it if necessary. They come downstairs every day and they see my Black Business School flag up in my office, where they see a Black man building a business and a Black man who's educating and a Black man who's taking the reins of his own intellectual development, right? So ultimately, all those areas belong to you. Never let anybody else take your children from you. You cannot do that, right? So, and the same thing is true with your community. Don't let people take your community, because they're always going to be trying, but it's up to you to decide if you're going to let them do that. So I want to say thank you very much to Sean for your donation. Your money will be put to good use. Anybody else who wants to support the growth of Black media, feel free to join our tribe of intelligent Black people at intelligentblackpeople.com. That's intelligentblackpeople.com. Also, if you want to come join us in New York, you can go to drboycenewyork.com. We'll be here all day long at the DoubleTree Hotel. And we're filling up. We're almost out of passes, but if you want to come out, go ahead and get it online. There should still be some available. Also, if you want to see the digital version of these lectures, like if you can't make it, we actually recorded a lot of these lectures digitally, so you can actually go to drboycemasterclass.com and get access to everything that we're going to be teaching tomorrow at drboycemasterclass.com. So feel free to check that out. All right, guys, I got to go. Have a good day. I got to go let the maid in. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.